The reason why that you're watching this video now is because presumably at some point you ran into were influenced in some way by, or otherwise had the presence of some kind of spiritual person, some kind of enlightened consciousness in your life which led you to this moment, which led you to this video, which led you to your search for that something that enlightened person was reminding you of. From the depths of your own soul. Truth, pureness, the real self, the beloved. At some point, the loving tentacles of a supremely transcendental, awakened consciousness, a supremely transcendental super consciousness has reached its tentacles through the hearts and minds of those enlightened people, which it uses to inspire certain individuals to bring individuals back to it. The supreme reality. This is why that you remember. This is why that you take to this path so quickly. Because you remember. You remember the superconscious reality which you emerged from. In that moment of recognition, the light of God enters into your heart as well. And in that moment, you become stolen by Hari. In that moment, you are forever caught in the mercy and grace of the Holy Spirit. At that moment, you are reborn into that place of unborn virgin spirits. Spirits which were never born into this world, or any, but remain in the unborn kingdom, in the unborn supernal, superconscious light. The Guru is one in whom the tentacles of this superconscious light have penetrated fully, such that when you see Guru, a true Guru, you don't see a person. You see the Lord. You see Krishna. Nothing but Krishna. And in that acknowledgement, you become nothing but the energy of Krishna. In that moment, you become absorbed into the absolute reality, just by focusing your mind and thoughts and heart. It doesn't require you to become a vegetarian. It doesn't require you to stop having sex. It doesn't require you to, etc., etc. All it requires you is to acknowledge in one moment. Acknowledge in one moment honestly. Submit yourself in one moment purely. Surrender yourself in one moment to the Master's grace. That's it. That's all you need. You don't need anything but that. Anybody tells you anything but that, don't listen to them. All you need is the grace that Guru has. And you can receive this grace just from a glance. That's all it takes. But there's no winning it other than that. I mean, look around you. All the people in this world, they're asleep until they run into that person. It's mercy. They didn't cause it to come into existence. They didn't wake themselves up. They were awoken. They made themselves into such a person that they would respond to it when they were called, but the calling was not done by them. The calling is merely the mercy of the Lord manifesting through Guru. It's almost like a dirty word in the New Age. Guru. It evokes such feelings of envy and pride. It's very sad to see, because these people who are insisting that they're their own guru, insisting that they don't need a guru, who really have no knowledge at all of what a guru is. They'll tell you a guru is, oh, it's just to tell you that you don't need a guru and whatnot. In a sense, that's true. But not at all, in any way, really. In a very small sense. To tell you to surrender, yes, that's one of the functions. But the greatest function of Guru is to be as a conductor for this grace light, this transmission of grace, is the greatest function of Guru. And these people are cutting themselves off completely to it, because the tendency to lord it over nature, to enjoy separately, to enjoy in a dualistic way the fruits of life, the tendency to want to own the experiences and the things and the people and the places, and to own it and to call it me, and I own this ahamkara, false ego, thinking that I own this temporary thing. This tendency is working most strongly in the hearts of many sincere seekers, let alone in, the hearts of normal people. ultimately you have to surrender to the Lord. You have to surrender to the oneness of all creation as much greater than you. Because it is. You're just a small speck. You're great also. You have such greatness to you. But compared to the infinitude of cosmic consciousness and energy and power, you're nothing. Just a little glowworm. But no, the I am says, no, I am God, I am this, I am the infinite. It just wants to own it. Do you see how the Ahamkara desires to own? It's not that you are not the Lord. It is not that you are not a part of that. But you can only be a part of that truly when you lay down this sense of ownership. And you just surrender. At the lotus feet of the Guru, which is the lotus feet of the God. The Guru is the lotus feet of Krishna. You know, the bottommost part resting on the foundations of the earth, which is actually Krishna. The Guru is Krishna. The Guru is Krishna appearing to you externally. God appearing to you externally. So if you can't recognize Guru and surrender in your heart when you see that presence, you have no hope. Only surrendering, putting down these, the hand which wants to clamp and grasp onto everything and call it mine and to fight. Surrendering this tendency is the only way you can receive grace. Because grace is a very fickle thing. It doesn't want to be around where there is this lower energy of greed and envy and hate. It won't be around this. Because grace is too large for it. It's too large for envy and hate and greed, for the little tiny concerns of the ahamkar, false ego. One has to focus, rivet their attention on the infinite. Let that infinite love be always in your gaze. Then when you see Guru, you will see nothing other than that infinite love. And recognize your opportunity to receive it. Namaskar. The reason why that you're watching this video now is because presumably at some point you ran into, were influenced in some way by, or otherwise had the presence of some kind of spiritual person, some kind of enlightened consciousness in your life which led you to this moment, which led you to this video, was reminding you of from the depths of your own soul truth, which led you to your search for that something that enlightened person